Welcome fellas to another video. I am from Mr. 2000. Welcome to my secondary channel, Toy Mr. 2000. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Toy Mr. 2000. When's the last video that came out? Or when's the last video that came out? About a year and some change ago, and it was an unboxing for a figurine I no longer have because I sold it. Yeah, very nice, very nice. So what are we doing now? We're going to be doing a video on the Comet Patrols for Warhammer 40,000. That's right, Warhammer 40,000. You know, some fellas that look like this. Yeah, like these little fellas right here, the miniatures. So recently there has been a new subscription service by Games Workshop. Sorry, I was trying to think. Games Workshop, and it is a Comet Patrol, not to be confused with the Comet Patrols, which are basically starter sets to get you playing Warhammer. Um, this is a magazine slash miniatures subscription where you'll be getting some miniatures and a magazine once a month, every month. It's been a thing actually for about a year and some change over in the Europe, but now it is now in the States. So there's a different subscription where you get four um, magazines and miniatures a month as opposed to one. And when you do that, it'll cost $80, but you'll get free stuff along the way. Um, this is going to be a unboxing slash review of said contents. Now, what I have with me are the first two comic patrols of the four that will be given to me this month. So I guess it's like kind of like a bi-weekly thing or something like that. We'll see. Items included: Comic Patrol Issue 2, Issue 1, free gifts in my collection, and satisfaction guaranteed. Yeah. I will show you the little notary I got with it, but it shows my address, so you will not be seeing any of that. So, I'll be frank with you, I kind of opened up the, the first one already. Yeah, the first one. Now, it came with one, two, three, four, six, count them, six die. Now, these are the smaller dice. Um, they do. I have seen Games Workshop give out dice for free sometimes, or a lot of times, and this is usually the stuff they give out. They're very basic looking, and to be frank, they're definitely on the cheap side. I feel like they definitely could have done something a little bit more oomph. You know what I mean? Because like if I had some, I would show you. But Wizard of the Coast, they always come out with 20-sided dice, and they always have the logos and stuff on the on like the one side of it. So I thought what would be cool is if they made this kind of like look like it's the Tyranids or the Space Marines. So it's going to be kind of like the main theme for the next month, I think. Next month or so of Space Marines versus the Tyranids. Those are the. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. Those are the Space Marines, and that's one of the Space Marines, the Space Marine Captain. And that right there is a Wing Tyranid Prime. Now, what is that? It's a big old dude that I have no clue about because I don't play the Tyranids. I play the Space Marines and the Works and the Custodians of whatever. I'm getting off topic. Anyways, it would be cool if this was kind of like bluish purple with some kind of like Warhammer logo or something on a D6. So they do have dice that like they're like specialty dice or whatever, like premium dice. And I think it would be nice if they did come out with stuff like that. Give it more of a purpose for free stuff. Make the free stuff better, not seem like they just kind of like bought it off of Timu and are selling it. So I don't know. This definitely could have been better. I know it's a free gift, but still, it's kind of like what's the difference? So, a reason you should be buying these combat patrols is, mainly to just get stuff that you want to use for your armies, or if you're not using them, you can buy. You can either sell or trade them with other friends. Because if trading miniatures, it's definitely a small aspect of Warhammer from what I've seen. Like, oh hey, you got a Tyranid. I'll trade you that Tyranid for some of my Space Marines. It'll get people like to be building armies a lot faster. So it's definitely gonna have a big secondary market when um, like the secondary market's definitely gonna be a lot bigger and a lot more versatile. Hopefully, kind of overall cheaper. when we're like a half a year or a year into these comic control magazines. So the first one comes out with two of the miniatures that I just showed you. They're unbuilt. Everything's going to be unbuilt, of course. This is a miniatures game of the Space Marine Captain and the Tyranid Prime. So it's this. Came out with. It also came out with this thing right here. It's a playmat to play what I'm assuming is a smaller game. So, not exactly sure how big this is. I'm assuming it's about a fourth of what a regular map is, which is 60 by 44. Again, not entirely sure how big this is. Definitely longer than a foot. Oh, you know what? I got a handy dandy ruler around here. There we go. Okay, so we got 12. So this is about 30 by. This looks like it's about 30 by 22 from the looks of things. So you would need 22. Yeah, so this is one half of the map, essentially. So you get to play one half. So this is actually exactly what's needed to play a combat patrol game. Okay, again, not to be confused with the magazine description, it's the starter set. So as soon as you got two combat patrols to play with, you get to use this thing if you don't have a your own kind of gaming war mat to play on. So it's not bad. The material, it's paper, very slightly thicker paper than normal printing paper, I guess. But it's still paper nonetheless. In fact, when I was opening it, it kind of ripped it up a little bit. So definitely be careful with this thing. But it gives you some stuff to play with, so that's good. So what I'm assuming is in here is also the data sheets, which is the stats and what the cards can do. So opening it up, there is your tools. So guides to how to build it. It's not bad. Yep. 2 page with the stuff. So looks like there's also a reading component to it. Tells you about Warhammer 40K. So it has like what little short paragraph of what the Imperium is, what Chaos is, and what Xenos is. Tells you about the Space Marines, the Tyranids. Here we go. So, here we go. So there we go. This is kind of like a little. I'd say this is like kind of like a story to get like a narrative game going. So it says Captain and Terminator armor, and then it lets you roll a name and what they are. You can give them deeds. So yeah, this is definitely for making having a little bit of a narrative side since I think they did that so like if you never played Warhammer in your life, you don't have any armies, and you start off with Warhammer by getting into this would kind of have you name your character or name your miniatures and kind of have like more of a attachment to them. You know what I mean? Instead of buying like a whole bunch of them, like putting them in a corner or something like I do. But what was I saying? Yep. So data sheet, of course. Uh, Another light's kind of blocking it. My apologies. So I don't know if I can really show that on stream because I don't know how Games Workshop is going to be. Looks like there's also a playing component. So core concepts. Yep. Shows you rules about it. Tells you what to do with the destroyed models. There's a mission here as well. In fact, this mission is specifically only to use the two miniatures and no one else. So this is literally like a bare bones thing, so you can learn how to play the game. Deployment to deploy for this battle. First, place your playmount on the surface. So the mission is to build them and then put them like right in the middle of the entire game mat, which again is like 30 by 22 inches. So that's pretty big, only to put them in the middle. So it's kind of like they're like in their own fight, like maybe like near the end of the game, end of a full game or something, and the only two units left are your captain and this wing Tyranid Prime. So they're kind of like duking it out at the end of a game. Okay, I can kind of see that. All right, yeah, and I'll show you what the rolls are, what rolling can do. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like they add a little bit of a narrative for these two things that you fight with, and then kind of like after this battle ends, then the next battle will be with even more miniatures and the next combat patrol. You know, kind of like it might be like a part two or something. Part two of the story they're trying to do if you want to hang with the narrative, and then at the end are is a an ad for the combat patrol again, the magazine, and I believe this is actually everything that you can get if you get the premium subscription for Combat Patrol, and that is quite a bit. That is a couple $1,000s worth of miniatures, if you would believe it. So, if I recall, most of the bigger miniatures that you see in there, um, like this big dude, that big dude, the vehicles like that or those, they probably I don't believe they'll actually be in the regular Combat Patrol. That's those are some of the premium miniatures you would get if you have the premium one, which again is about $80. So yeah, it's definitely a steep price for if you really think about subscriptions that you pay for, like I don't know, like if you get Disney Plus, it'll be like maybe $12, $15. Um, and then I myself have Adobe Premiere Pro, and that's like $22. This is $80 a month, but again, it's premium. It's a premium one. So the good news is you'll be able to see what you're going to be getting ahead of time. So that way you'll know if you really want to continue with the subscription or just kind of keep it on pause for that month and just wait for the next one, because it doesn't look like there's a reward to continue, what's the word, to keep getting, or to keep your subscription. It doesn't look like there's a reward to for you to continuously resubscribing, or continue with your subscription. So you can definitely pause it if you don't want to get that month's miniatures. So that's not too bad. Yeah. It'd definitely be bad business for you it'd be bad business if you get like penalized or something, or it's like, oh yeah, you can't get it for a while or something if you unsubscribe. What also came with the first issue of the Comic Patrol, besides the dice, miniatures, and this little booklet, which it also has holes in it, because sooner or later it's going to be coming with binders, and conveniently they put this on there because they want you to basically plop it in the binder so you can kind of like have a little collection. So this was the magazine right here. And it's not really like a magazine of like, oh man, um, it's not a conventional magazine. It's mainly strictly for the game, from what it looks like, where it shows you a mission, how to build, what you're going to be playing as, a little bit of lore, and mission, and a bit of like role playing for your miniatures. All right, and last thing to come with it, issue one, is this issue right here. It is. Yep, it's Welcome to Combat Patrol. So it definitely seems like like another ad. No, there we go. It's an example right there. The premium side. So again, they're very transparent with what you're going to be getting down the line. So that's very good for a subscription. So you're not going to be surprised or whatever. The only thing that might happen is if they kind of go back on their word or something, which would suck, but I don't believe they're going to be doing that because they have no reason to. It's not like a TV show or something where like we're going to make 3 TV shows on Netflix and then they cancel it or something down the line. Now this is miniatures of stuff that they've already come out with. You know what I mean? So I mean, maybe if it was like a plastic issue, I don't really see them changing any aspects or changing any of the products that are going to be coming down the line. There's some more stuff that explains what the Comic Patrol magazine does. And finally, this giant poster. Oh yeah, that's going on the wall, fellas. That is going on the wall somewhere. Yeah, somewhere. Anyways, so on to the next one, Comic Troll issue 2. Because I have the premium service, I'm going to be getting issues 1 through 4 every month. Whereas the regular subscription, you'd only be getting them 1 issue a month or something like that. It's very weird. I'm curious with how that works. I'll have to look that up. All right, what does issue number 2 come with? Well, it does not come out with a poster. This issue feels a little thicker. And it comes out with 3 Von Ryan Leapers. 3 of them. There's bases, some pretty thick bases, and of course, the Von Reaper Leapers themselves. Von Ryan's Leapers. Not Reaper's Leapers, sorry. Yeah, so these guys, you may notice that there are holes in them. Well, that's because these guys are push fit. That's to say, you don't need glue for push fit models. All you need to do is cut them out, and then put them together. That's it. That's the beauty of push fit. Now, people don't necessarily like push fits because it doesn't allow for customizability. So you can't have the arm up here, and then you want to have it up, down, all the way down. It's in a single pose, and it's really bad for if you want to try to make your character customizable, because then you'd have to like cut your miniature apart even more, and then like reglue it or put some putty or epoxy clay to try to like reconfigure them or something. That takes a while to do. Also can look really messy if you're not sure on how to do it. All right, so again, let's see. There's a how to build. This one has a how to paint this time around. Let's see. Yep. An explanation on what the Imperium is. Vanguard Swarms. Oh, I think this is like for an attachment. Vanguard Swarms. Maybe it's for like who you're going to be getting into. Yep, this explains what the Tyranids are and everything. All right. Again, they're kind of trying to have you like name these creatures so you can have more. I believe it's to have more attachment with them, so you can like connect with them more. This explains what the Tyranids are, and then this is to the play. So let's see. Predator and Prey. The captain in Terminator armor has fended off the winged Tyranid Prime, but more Tyranids are on the way. A trio of Van Ryan Leapers have been dispatched by the hive mind to protect its territory from invaders. By combining their strength, they may be able to overwhelm the captain in Terminator armor. So this is definitely a part 2 of the ongoing narration that they're trying to do. So I was definitely right about that. So it looks like every issue they're going to be doing a continuing narrative from the previous magazine. That's cool. That's really cool. It gives you something to play with, probably each week or bi-weekly, I guess. That's pretty cool. And then there's a little excerpt on if the Tyranids win or if the Space Marines win. So, off the top of my head, oh wait, oh yeah, there we go. This actually shows you what's coming on the back. Yeah. So on the back of each issues, it tells you what the next issue is going to be coming out with. So the 3rd issue, it's going to be 5 Infernus Marines. So, when I get that, I'll do another unboxing video on what the next one is. But the 4th issue, there's not going to be any miniatures. Instead, it's going to be paints. So you got Macragge Blue, Barracknar Burgundy, and Wraithbone. So that's kind of like a yellowish white, an off-white, purple, and blue, which are kind of like the main colors for the Space Marines and the Tyranids, which are little purple dudes. So these are probably going to be regular paints, stuff that you're going to have to thin and everything. I've heard that they're also going to give you paints for shading and give you paints for contrast. So shades they kind of make shadows in your on your miniatures, and then contrast paints are they're a little hard to explain. It's basically instead of they're already thinned up paints, and you don't need to do anything to them. You just put the brush in and then start painting on things. But you normally need to have your miniature um, primed white. That way the contrast paints can show. And if you mess up with it, you kind of have to redo the whole thing, which sucks. But I prefer contrast paints. I really like them. I do not like thinning my paints because I always thin it too much or thin too little, and it always looks bad. All right. As for the as for the second issue, that seems like it was it. So yeah, these things are it's like I said, there's a subscription service. It doesn't look like it comes with a lot, but again, the Warhammer is an expensive hobby, and there's only so much stuff they're going to be putting in an issue that's $15. And $15 can be a lot for some, but for Games Workshop, they're definitely not going to put in a lot. But that's fine. Because like these guys, for instance, I believe each of these characters are on $25 to $30 if you want to try to buy them by themselves. So just keep that in mind. It's at the end of the day, you are getting these miniatures for a lot less than if you were going to buy them by themselves. So that's one of the main hooks of the Combat Patrol subscription is you're gonna get it for a lot less. Um, Even more so than the Combat Patrol starter boxes because they're I'm not really sure how to put it. I'm losing my train of thought here. Anyways, but yeah, that ends the review, unboxing slash review of these Combat Patrols. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on Toymiz 2000 and my other super cool main channel, Fredmiz 2000. Other than that, I am Fredmiz 2000. I will see you all later.